Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Speak, Film, and Enter, a podcast where we review and rank movies. I'm Nate.
And I'm Adam.
I should also say we preview movies because today we are breaking down our most anticipated movies September through December, although there is the first one at the very end of August. But this is not meant to be a fully exhaustive, comprehensive list. There are a lot of movies that I'm sure will be very good that we did not include here, but we've got 20, 23 movies, somewhere in that range that we're going to be talking about today. These are just the ones that we're the most excited about. Still, like I said, a lot of other ones will be coming out as well that you might be interested in. So any particulars that you're looking forward to, Adam, or should we just dive right in?
Let's just dive right in.
All right.
You know me, I don't watch a lot of trailers and stuff like
That's
that. So
true.
I'm not always up on the most, like, the things that are coming up that I'm going to want to see. But as soon as we get something like this, or, you know, I hear about a movie, because I won't watch the trailer when I go to a movie, but I'll you know, oh, there's the title, sick. I'll check that out. Then I'll get excited. But
yeah, it is funny that you mentioned that, because there are definitely times where you accidentally see a movie trailer finally, and the trailer came out like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And like Dylan and I have discussed the movie and like when it comes out, and and then you'll just be like, guys, have you heard of this?
I text you and you're like, hey, this looks awesome. And you're like, yeah, we got it.
Well, because we specifically don't include you during those conversations because you don't want to know.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just happen upon it, and then we're like, yeah, man, been there. Yeah, we're excited.
We'll buy you a ticket when we go. Like,
yeah, welcome to the party. So, first movie, end of August. I've been looking forward to this for a really long time. This is called Bottoms, coming out on August 25th. And this is another movie from Emma Seligman, who was the writer and director of Shiva Baby back in 2020 or 2021, starring Rachel Sennett. This also stars Rachel Sennett along with Ayo Edebiri. She's in theater camp this year. She voiced April in the most recent Ninja Turtles movie, and also one of the stars of the FX Hulu series Bottoms. So she's having quite the summer right now.
This is a Hulu series as well?
No, this is a movie. She's in The Bear, which is a Hulu series.
Oh, okay, because you said Bottoms, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Excuse me. No.
Gotcha.
This is about two lesbian girls in high school who decide to start a fight club to get with cheerleaders.
Incredible.
And it's a comedy. And
also, is that Marshawn Lynch?
Yes, I was going to say Marshawn Lynch is in this movie.
Yeah.
This has a ton of buzz coming out of South by Southwest. Lots of really, really good reviews. So I will be seeing this pretty much the first day that it's available.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Again, that's Bottoms, August 25th. So look out for that coming up in a couple of weeks here. And then for me, one of my most anticipated is Flora and Son. And a big reason why I'm so excited about this movie, this comes out on September 22nd in theaters for a small theatrical run. And then I believe September 29th, it goes to Apple Plus.
Oh, okay, nice.
This is another John Carney movie who did Sing Street and Once. So
excellent.
Another movie about musicians with original music. Really, really looking forward to this. Sing Street is one of my favorite movies of all time. I also really enjoy Once, and Begin Again, I think, is the other name of one of his movies. I check really quickly. Yeah, Begin Again with Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo and Adam Levine. Yeah, it's I think it's good. I don't like it nearly as much as Once or Sing Street, but I think it's a solid movie. So Flora and Son, September 22nd in theaters, September 29th on Apple Plus. Really looking forward to that.
Is that Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
It is.
In that poster? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is he ever bad?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, even like I haven't seen all of his movies, but I think the one I've seen, the one I would call him like maybe not the best movie, but it's still very interesting, is Looper. And I still think like he does a great job in that. So like,
that's a Rian Johnson movie that I've never seen, so I should eventually get to that.
You should. It's a little bit, it's like equal parts like time travel and like suspense, like thriller.
Yeah, I kind of I know what it's about. I just haven't gotten to it, mostly because I thought the premise sounded a little but then like later, knowing how good Rian Johnson is, I've kind of come around to being like, I should just see it because Rian Johnson made it.
It's a fun one. Yeah.
So again, that's Flora and Son, September 22nd. And then October 13th, Netflix movie. Some of these movies don't have posters yet. So for this one, I just grabbed the book poster or the book cover. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. This is Wes Anderson's second movie of the year. And this is a collection of shorts based off a Roald Dahl book. And as any Wes Anderson movie, it's going to have a really big cast. I forgot to pin this one when I was going through Letterboxd to just like have the casts around for these movies.
I'll look through. It looks like
Ray Fiennes, Benedict Cumberbatch, Dev Patel, Ben Kingsley, Richard Ayoade, and Rupert Friend.
Nice. Okay. The only one I don't really recognize is Rupert Friend.
If you look at his face, you'd recognize him. He was in The French Dispatch. He was in Asteroid City. He was the sort of cowboy guy, like Montana.
Oh yep. Oh yep. And he was in Death of Stalin. It looks like too.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, I do like him.
So that I think is sort of like 6 separate little stories, and it's Wes Anderson. There's no way I'm not gonna at least enjoy myself. So
yeah, well, and it's Roald Dahl, so it's gonna be weird. Yeah. And pretty good.
Great combination. He adapted Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think that's the one other time he's done a Roald Dahl story. So this I think is a perfect pairing. So Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, October 13th. That will be on Netflix. And then October 20th, probably the most anticipated movie of 2023, I think. Especially now that Barbie and Oppenheimer are behind us.
Yeah.
This is Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese. October 20th in theaters, and eventually it will be on Apple Plus. So it's just going to live there for the rest of streaming time, apparently. But I don't really need to say anything else about this movie. Everybody knows what this is. So I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be a big episode when we're finally able to get to Scorsese's new movie. I have read this book, so I am really looking forward to this. Have you actually watched the trailer for this movie?
Yeah, it's come up a few times in some of the more recent movies I've gone to. So this looks intense, and I'm very excited to see DiCaprio get back in there and just eat.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Lily Gladstone because she's phenomenal, and not a lot of people know who she is. I've seen her in what is it called? Kelly Reichardt movie. I want to say it's called Certain Women.
Okay.
And then she was in a season 2 episode of Reservation Dogs.
Okay, I haven't watched that yet, but you said the first season was really good, and I remember the trailers and stuff for that, and I wanted to catch that.
That's probably one of my favorite shows ever. Season 2 is even better than season 1, I think, and they're 3 episodes into season 3, which will be the final season. So perfect time to
nice and easy too
binge and catch up.
Yeah, perfect.
And again, Killers of the Flower Moon, October 20th. October 27th, Priscilla, a new movie from Sofia Coppola about Elvis's wife.
That's an interesting choice for her, because didn't she just do the movie about Princess Diana? That was last year,
that was Spencer, you mean?
Spencer, yeah.
I thought that was Pablo Larraín.
Oh, what was Coppola's last movie that she did? I feel like we reviewed it.
She did On the Rocks with Rashida Jones and Bill Murray.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I know we talked about her recently, or not recently. That was 2 years ago, probably. But okay, nice.
Yeah.
This is an interesting story too, because Priscilla was very young when they got married, I believe, and all that.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by this, especially coming out a year after the Buzz Luhrmann Elvis movie that I'd really had no interest in seeing. This looks fascinating. I like Sofia Coppola a lot. And that actually, you mentioning Spencer reminded me of one movie I forgot to put in here called El Conde, a new Pablo Larraín movie about, I want to say, Chilean dictator who's a vampire.
Augusto Pinochet.
That comes onto Netflix on September 15th.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I meant to put this here, but I just kind of spaced it and forgot. So I'm glad you mentioned Pablo Larraín, because then I got to remember that movie, September 15th.
I'll give you a quick
Conde. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll give you the quick what it's about. Centers on Augusto Pinochet, who is not dead, but an aged vampire. After living 250 years in this world, he has decided to die once and for all. That sounds fun.
Yeah. And September 15th for that. And then again, Priscilla, Sofia Coppola, story about Elvis's wife, October 27th. gets us into November, and this might even be. I mean, Dune Part 2, November 3rd. Again a stunning trailer.
I'm so disappointed that this trailer has been in every movie I've gone to because it's unavoidable. Because it's also like 5 minutes long, and like it's just impossible to have a conversation with somebody during the trailer because it's so long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like you and I have done that in the past where we go to something and like I don't want to watch the trailers and you've seen them all before, so you're like, I don't need to. So we'll chat. And nobody gets mad or anything like that. We're usually in a theater of 6 people tops anyway. So
right.
I've unfortunately seen this trailer, but God, I'm excited. Like, oh, this
how can you not be?
Looks so.
I mean,
good.
the first one is great,
incredible.
And, I mean, part 2 here looks phenomenal.
It's gonna amp up so many things.
Yeah, like, this is also gonna be like we get Killers of the Flower Moon and this like 2 weeks apart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we haven't had a normal movie year really since like 2019. Yeah, in my opinion.
Since right.
I mean, 2020 and 2021 were obviously both really screwed up, and then 2022 was like technically normal as far as releases go, but it still felt like a lot of big directors were kind of holding back and waiting a little bit. And I mean, this year we've already seen a new movie from Greta Gerwig and Christopher Nolan and Mission Impossible 7. And this fall, there are so many big directors with movies coming out that if 2023 doesn't kind of get people going back to the theaters, which Oppenheimer and Barbie are making a ton of money.
Yeah, oodles.
So I'm optimistic, and we've already shown a few here that are going to make a ton, I think. I mean, Killers of the Flower Moon is going to be, for me, a better test than Dune Part 2, because Dune Part 1 already made a bunch of money. People know what they're getting with this. Killers of the Flower Moon is an original movie. By that, I mean, it's based off a book, but I mean, like, it's not based on any existing movie or TV IP. It's a new story for people, and it's big and long, and by Scorsese and DiCaprio. So I'm really curious to see how much money that makes. But yeah, Dune Part 2, November 3rd. Don't really need to say anymore.
Yeah, I think we do need some of these big movies to pull people back in. Because even, I mean, I've gone to a couple movies this year on like release weekend that were big. It's like, okay, cool. Like my showing 2 days into the movie being out is packed. But what about like a week from now?
Right.
We need people to get back in, especially with like amid like the writer's strike and all that stuff. Like we need to show that like we need actors, we need writers, and that's good stuff coming out to get people to go to keep the industry alive.
What I was about to get to is with the strikes, I'm really hoping that none of these movies get pushed back because the industry just needs a big normal movie year.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they should just cave in to studio demands because of that. What they're fighting for is really important, but hopefully they can get that resolved so that the entire industry can just have a really big fall.
Agreed.
November 10th, just a week later, we get The Killer, a new David Fincher movie.
Excellent.
On Netflix. And you can even see this one was pushed back. The poster that I found says fall 2022.
Nope.
Yeah, this is about an assassin starring Michael Fassbender, and it's by David Fincher. And that's really all anybody needs to know. It's all I really want to know. I haven't looked into the plot of this too much, but I mean, any Fincher movie I'm going to be down for. And Michael Fassbender is kind of back this year. He's in 2 movies that come out in November. One that we'll get to it's either next or it's within the next 3. So really looking forward to The Killer.
November 2 questions quick. If you have looked into it a little bit, it's not animated, I would assume.
I don't know actually.
Okay. Doesn't look like it. I just pulled it up. It looks okay. So this is based on a graphic novel.
Got it.
Looks like per the trivia on IMDb, it's a graphic novel that's been a passion project for Fincher for 20 years. So it doesn't look like it's animated, but this picture right here might just be from.
But the movie poster might just be like kind of a nod to
something.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then the other question was like, do you think this is going to be like a very? I mean, it's Fincher, so probably, but do you think it's going to be like a very action-packed like? Almost...
I think it's going to be more along the lines of something like. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Like, I think we're gonna get, it's like more of a psychological thriller, but probably a little more action than that, just given the nature of like the character that Fassbender's playing.
Okay.
But cool. Yeah, either way, I'm pumped for this one.
Yeah, I will definitely be seeing this. So That's
yeah,
helpful.
again, that's November 10th for The Killer. And then it would not be a 3-month stretch of movies without a Marvel movie.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
2 week stretch.
I hesitated to put this one on here, but I thought, like, why not? Like, we're telling people when the big movies are coming out in the fall.
Mhm.
And I think the trailer for this movie looks pretty good. This is the Marvels, November 10th, where Brie Larson is back, and then the girl from the Marvels TV, not TV series, but Disney Plus series. I can't remember her name, but the Miss
Is it
Marvel series.
Iman Vellani, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Is it-
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's her. And then Tiana Paris, who plays Monica Rambeau, and she was just in They Cloned Tyrone, which is on Netflix right now. I cannot recommend that movie enough.
Yeah, I still got to get to that, but it's on my list.
Yeah. This one looks kind of fun. It's like they're all sort of drawing from the same power source, and anytime one of them uses it, they physically switch places with somebody else.
Yeah, that's a fun premise.
But they do different things and have different powers. So like Brie Larson can fly, but like the other ones can't. And so like when they flip with her, then they're just like stuck in the air and they're falling. And the trailer looks fun. It looks like a funnier Marvel movie. And since the expectations for this one aren't really that high, I'm actually kind of weirdly intrigued by it because I feel like they'll maybe be able to just make more interesting decisions because
just kind of
nobody really cares that much about the first one. So
yeah, well, and then I don't remember what the timeline is leading up to the new like Avengers type movie for this phase.
I think it's like 25 at the end of 25 and the beginning of 26.
Yeah, so there's probably like another like 2 or 3 like major movies in between like the now and when that comes out. So I feel like this is kind of the lead in to those, and I'm kind of excited to see because there's a lot of, I know you guys, or we've talked about this phase, this most recent phase, and there's a lot of stuff that's just like hasn't been brought back up. There's a lot of stuff that just hasn't been addressed. So it'd be nice to see if they're able to start working some of that stuff in before we get to Secret Invasion. So
yeah, for sure. So that's the Marvels, November 10th, and then November 17th. Really looking forward to this one. Fassbender is also in this movie. This is Next Goal Wins, the new movie from Taika Waititi, which is about it's based on a true story. Michael Fassbender plays a soccer coach who takes over the Samoan team, I believe, who has never won a game. And it looks like a pretty traditional underdog sports comedy, but from Taika, I'm excited.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be fun.
It's also got what's her name who plays Bobby in The Expanse.
Oh, Bobby Draper. Let me see if I can find her. Rachel House is in it. It's not Cissa Gray. Elizabeth Moss is in this, and Will Arnett.
This is a great movie.
Excellent. I don't think I can see. I'm going to scroll through the full cast real fast. I don't think I'm going to.
Frankie Adams.
But there we go. God,
I just searched for Bobby Draper actress instead of looking through the Next Goal Wins.
Gotcha. I also that's what I was on. I'm also rewatching The Expanse right now, so I should know that. But
yeah,
oh well.
Great show.
Excellent. This looks good.
Yeah, Next Goal Wins November 17th from Taika Waititi. Also November 17th, May December from Todd Haynes. I want to say, is it Haynes or Hayes? I always get that screwed up. See here.
Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore.
Todd Haynes.
It is Todd Haynes. Haynes.
Yeah.
Both.
So I had that the first time. But this stars Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore. And this is about Julianne Moore and then Charles Melton, I think, plays her husband. They play sort of a tabloid romance couple. And then 20 years after they're kind of big and famous and have all kinds of ridiculous headlines, there's a movie being made about them. And Natalie Portman is going to star as Julianne Moore's character. Oh, and then she goes and spends like a week with the couple for like research purposes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, Todd Haynes did Carol, which I love. Dark Waters as well, if you remember that movie from 2019.
I love Dark Waters. I never saw Carol, but I know everybody loved Carol. I feel like not as many people saw that as probably should have, because I feel like it was locked behind like Apple Plus or something like that. But
no, Carol is available. I just don't like. It was weird where it didn't get a Best Picture nomination in a year where, I mean, it absolutely should have. He also did a movie called Safe with Julianne Moore in 1995, which is on Criterion right now and leaving at the end of the month. So I'll be watching that one finally. Far From Heaven, which is like a remake of a 50s movie. He's done a lot of really interesting stuff.
Okay.
And just purely for how much I love Carol and how much I love Natalie Portman, I am fully down for May December, which is coming out in November on the 17th. Just a lot of months in there.
It's funny to say that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I love Dark
From Todd
Water,
Haynes.
so I will definitely get to this.
Yep. And then November 22nd, the new Disney animated movie Wish, which they've been in a little bit of a slump recently. Not as big a one as Pixar, in my opinion, because I do think Encanto is pretty good. But really, since like 2016 for Disney, I feel like Encanto is really their only big new movie that I thought was good. And this is Wish celebrating their 100-year anniversary. So I think it kind of ties into sort of the Wish Upon a Star lore that's just become synonymous with the Disney animation brand. And the animation looks a little different than most Disney animated movies. Like they're doing like the 2D background and backdrop with kind of the 2D faces on the 3D characters.
Yeah.
Which again, like that's sort of spawning from just update in the animation game, which is like, I don't think Pixar's done that specifically yet, but
no.
And just from the trailer, the music sounds great. I'm really excited for this.
Okay, the only cast that's listed right here on IMDb is Chris Pine, Alan Tudyk, and Ariana DeBose. So peak. Those are some solid castings right there.
And if you're getting a musical, really I mean, she was in West Side Story.
Yep. Yeah.
Which she was phenomenal in. I think she won Best Supporting Actress for it, which if she didn't, she deserved it.
It says she won 1 Oscar, so let me see.
Yeah, then that would be it.
All right, it loads. But
yeah, so that's Wish on November 22nd, and then also November 22nd.
Oh, this looks fun.
Ridley Scott's Napoleon, starring Joaquin Phoenix. I am so excited for this movie. This is, I mean, honestly, I don't feel like this is that different of a double feature from Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like kind of a B level of that.
Yeah.
Like the B-side double feature for 2023, Napoleon and Wish, because they're very different as well. And I am really excited for both of these. Definitely going to be doing some Napoleon research before this movie comes out,
just to brush up and make sure like the Battle of Waterloo and all that stuff is accurate.
Kind of to refresh my memory on some of these things and maybe pick up some stuff that I never learned before. So Napoleon, November 22nd as
what
well.
A great cast.
Ridley Scott, Joaquin Phoenix, just pumped for.
Look at him right here. He looks that's Napoleon.
Yeah, big historical epic. Just I'm really excited.
Hell yeah!
And then December 1st. Little lesser known here, but The Bike Riders. Really excited for this because it's directed by Jeff Nichols, who also directed Mud and Midnight Special.
Oh,
I love both of those movies. And the cast for this as well: Jodie Comer, Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Michael Shannon,
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus, yeah. And this is about over the course of the 1960s, a Midwestern motorcycle club evolves from a gathering place for local outsiders into a more sinister gang, threatening the original group's unique way of life.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There's been some local, let's say local to Minneapolis, like bike gang stuff. I just saw a post about from one of the breweries. So it's kind of a similar vibe. It's like, oh, this is a gathering place for people, and all of a sudden some other ideas are kind of getting represented in those groups.
Yeah, kind of getting taken over by exactly. So I think this looks fascinating. I'm really excited for this, especially with how much I like Mud and Midnight Special. Have you ever seen Mud?
I haven't, but that's the one that McConaughey won Best Actor for, isn't it?
No, he won for Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, excuse me.
But Mud was right in that stretch with Dallas Buyers Club and True Detective season 1.
Yeah, he had like back to back. Yeah, the McConaissance.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Adam, you would love Mud.
I've heard that from a lot of people, and I've heard that from you before. So
yeah,
I will get to that. I'll get to that before I get to this, and then we can and then we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
All
right. That's The Bike Riders, December 1st. And then Saltburn, also on December 1st. This is the next movie from Emerald Fennell, who did Promising Young Woman.
Yeah. Which
and
I
this
really
stars Speak Film and Enter favorite Barry Keoghan.
Ah, excellent.
And this is struggling to find his place at Oxford University. Student Oliver Quick, which is an amazing name for a Barry Keoghan character, finds himself drawn into the world of the charming and aristocratic Felix Catton, who invites him to Saltburn, his eccentric family's sprawling estate, for a summer never to be forgotten. I feel like he's going to happen upon like some weird rich people stuff.
Yeah, some weird rich people like sex dungeons and stuff.
Who knows?
I mean, what else do rich people do that I'm not aware of? I don't know.
That's the only thing I think.
It's just money and sex and drugs. That's all I know.
Yeah. So that's Saltburn, December 1st from Emerald Fennell, starring Barry Keoghan. And then December 8th, Yorgos is back. Emma Stone is back with Poor Things.
I'm just so
Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe, Rami Youssef, Gerard Carmichael. This is sort of Yorgos's take on Frankenstein, where I believe Emma Stone's character's baby or child dies, but then he like puts the consciousness of the kid into her, so she's just like a giant baby.
It's Yorgos. I'm so nervous because like it's gonna be the weirdest thing that comes out this year. It just is.
Yeah,
but it's probably gonna be incredible. With this cast, it's gonna be good, but it's terrifying to me.
His last movie with Emma Stone was The Favorite, which I love.
Yeah, wasn't that? You should say that's like the most accessible. It's the most like
I think it's like easily his most accessible movie. Like not even close.
Those other ones are so bizarre. So
I know
this looks good. This looks really good. I'm so nervous for it because
I really like the poster here with kind of the different colors on Emma Stone. Mm-hmm. So December 8th, Poor Things, new movie from Yorgos. Let's go. Also December 8th, The Zone of Interest, which got a ton of buzz out of. I want to say it played Khan.
Okay.
This is from Jonathan Glazer, who barely ever makes movies, but when he does, they always seem to be really good. He did Sexy Beast and Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson. That's the only movie of his I've seen. I love Under the Skin. And Zone of Interest is the commandant of Auschwitz, Rudolf Haas, and his wife Hedwig strive to build a dream life for their family in a house and garden next to the camp.
Jesus.
So I've like lots of the sort of phrase that's being thrown around a lot with this movie is the banality of evil and just how casually these people can do these things. This has really good reviews already. I think there's really no way this isn't going to be really good, but it's going to be tough. And it's interesting to me that this comes out the same day as Poor Things.
Yeah.
The Barbie Oppenheimer thing has just gotten me thinking more about like pairings of movies that come out on the same day now.
Just double feature everything.
Yeah. But again, that's Zone of Interest, December 8th from Jonathan Glazer. Also December 8th, Leave the World Behind, which is from Sam Esmail, who is the creator of Mr. Robot.
Oh, okay.
So this is a family vacation on Long Island is interrupted by two strangers bearing news of a mysterious blackout. As the threat grows more imminent, both families must decide how best to survive the potential crisis, all while grappling with their own place in this collapsing world. Starring Ethan Hawke, Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon, and Mahershala Ali.
Interesting cast.
Yeah. So really looking forward to that one. I don't really know. I mean, that's just the synopsis I pulled up from Letterboxd, so I don't know too much else about it. Haven't seen a trailer yet. Doesn't even have a poster. This was a poster basically like from the book.
Okay.
So
this looks like a book cover. So
yeah. Same thing with the Bike Riders. That was another one that it was the book cover that I grabbed because it doesn't have a movie poster yet. But Leave the World Behind, also on December 8th, up to December 15th. And here we are, big Timothy Chalamet year with Dune Part 2 in November, and then Wonka. And this is, I mean, I think the trailer for this looks pretty solid. It's the big thing for me is that this is from Paul King, who directed the Paddington movies.
So this might be fucking incredible.
That's because everything else about it just screams like a prequel for a character from an older movie, and almost part of that character's charm is that nobody knows anything about him.
Yeah, like that. I love the
Gene
Wilder
stuff. This feels like
stuff,
something that like nobody needs except Paul King's doing it, and the cast looks amazing. So, I mean, I'm gonna see it for sure. But like Timothy Chalamet, Keegan-Michael Key, Kayla Lane, Sally Hawkins, Rowan Atkinson, Olivia Colman, Hugh Grant. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think there's any way this is gonna like suck.
Yeah, those are all stellar actors.
I know.
I don't think this will suck. I'm just not. I wasn't when I saw this.
I wouldn't care about this at all if it wasn't Paul King.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I also heard that like Chalamet didn't have to audition for this. He just like got it. They were like, "Hey, this was for you. We wrote it for you. Here you go."
They offered it to Chalamet after, because it's a musical as well. And Paul King saw some video of him like doing a musical in high school or something, and was like, "Oh, he can like do this."
Ah, gotcha.
And so that like that was kind of that's the story I've heard on what convinced him that Chalamet could do a musical.
That's fair. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, definitely keeping my guard up on this one, but I really want it to be good. That's December 15th. Wonka, also December 15th. And this I would nominate for maybe an all-time great like secondary movie title.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And that is so we're getting Chicken Run 2 on Netflix on December 15th, which is awesome by itself, but it's Chicken Run 2 Dawn of the Nugget, which yes, just give me this right now if I could.
I love
I don't think we really need to say anything more about that except that we're really excited for it. So Chicken Run 2.
Watch this and then watch the it's Wallace and Gromit I'm thinking of is the Christmas special. Because similar animation.
Or were you thinking of the Shaun the Sheep Christmas special?
Shaun the Sheep, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I mean that's also from Aardman. So
yeah,
and that's on Netflix. So yeah, there you go. Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, December 15th on Netflix. December 25th, Ferrari from Michael Mann, starring Adam Driver as Ferrari.
Enzo Ferrari.
I
Ferrari. Hope he has the better
in the 50s. I don't know too much else about it. I don't really want to know too much else about it at this point, but just we've already gone through so many amazing directors, and we get a new movie from Michael Mann this year as well.
Yeah,
like, come on. So
that should be good.
That's for Ferrari on December 25th, and then 3 movies that I'm really looking forward to that don't have release dates yet, and that is Maestro, a Bradley Cooper passion project about Leonard Bernstein.
Yep.
He directed and stars in the movie. And then Hitman, a new Richard Linklater movie, kind of about a hitman starring Glenn Powell, which sounds really cool. And it sounds like a little kind of a different movie for Linklater, and he's my favorite director, so any movie that he releases, I'm going to be down for.
Yeah.
And then of course, where did that come from? I'm gonna be thinking about that all day at this point.
It's too early. It's too early.
It is. It's early in the morning. Of course, The Boy and the Heron from Hayao Miyazaki getting a US release sometime, I would guess like December or like early January.
I would hope it's before the end of the year, just so it can sneak in and hopefully be part of Oscar.
Oh, it will be for sure. All it needs, it was already released in Japan. All it needs is like one US theater release date before December 31st to be eligible for. I don't even know if it needs that at all, because it might be up for best foreign language film. It'll almost certainly be up for best animated feature, but I'm guessing it might be one of those ones where it gets like a limited release in late December, and then like January 15th or something gets kind of a wide release. But that's just pure speculation at this point. But those are 3 movies from Bradley Cooper, Richard Linklater, and Hayao Miyazaki that do not have release dates yet, but should come out this year.
I did take a peek quick at the cast list for Maestro, and I see that Carey Mulligan is in. This is like her second or third movie this year, because she's in the one with Barry Keoghan and that Emerald Fennell.
Oh, okay.
So she's in that, and then this one I thought I saw her in something else. So that's a big year for her.
Yeah, she's great.
I love her. But they're also like Maya Hawke and Sarah Silverman are also in Maestro. So interesting little cast list there. I've seen Maya Hawke pop up on a bunch of different stuff, and I don't think I've seen Sarah Silverman in a movie since what's the one where she gets the shit kicked out of her like right away? Is it like The Warrior or something like that? Or
I don't remember.
I don't remember what that is, but she's frustrating in that movie.
Outside of like voicing Vanellope.
Yeah. But interesting, good. I'm excited to see all 3 of those. And this is a solid list.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was getting at. Where there are a ton of movies, and I didn't even mention like all of them really.
Yeah,
But
just like the biggest ones.
right. Oh, there's also just like a lot of indie movies and like A24 stuff that don't have release dates yet, or just like I couldn't fit like 50 movies on here. So so there you have it.
There we are. I'm sure we'll get to a lot of those ones that we didn't mention. I'm sure those will come up in the roundup episodes, or the things that are just something you guys just got to talk about.
Or maybe we'll do reviews for them if they're big enough and they come out and they look interesting too. I mean, we're not limited to the movies mentioned here today.
Well, and hopefully the ones that we've mentioned here today don't get pushed back, or they end up coming out and there's not as much buzz, so they end up getting more of like a 2-star movie instead of like a 4-star movie, because we've had that happen before, where there's something highly anticipated and it just kind of misses the mark.
Last fall, honestly, there was just a big stretch of like it was fine for like a bunch of awards contenders, so hopefully most of these live up to the hype.
Yeah, this year should be better.
All right, with that, I think it is your turn to put a wrap on the show.
I've got it. Wow. When you can't trust the lawyers and the advertising men, what the hell's America coming to, huh?